Can you hear me okay there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. Good morning.
Awesome.
Actually,
Good morning.
are you a morning person in general?
Absolutely not.
When I had the pleasure of interviewing you back in July, you opened up a little bit about how you had to be a preschool teacher before you officially made it. And I was wondering how that works for a non-morning person.
Oh, gosh, I guess I just got used to the schedule. And I hated every minute of it, but I drank a lot of coffee when I got to school. I ate the snacks with the kids in the morning, and then I was ready to go by the afternoon.
Got it. Well, I have disrespected you because I haven't called you champ. I mean, isn't the law that I call you champ first and foremost?
Yes, and I appreciate that you corrected yourself because I've been shown a lot of disrespect lately on Impact, so I appreciate
Well, good morning, champ. And champ, you have a big match coming up very shortly at Rebellion against Tennille. Any different approach to that match than a normal match for you?
You know, I think my biggest gripe right now is like Tennille did not earn the number one contendership. She stole it.
Yeah.
Which if that was her strategy, I suppose props to her, right? But in the last few weeks, she hasn't really shown us, the woman that she claims she always was, or that she claims to be, which is someone who kicked off the women's evolution, right?
Right.
So I hope that she brings that woman to Rebellion, but I think that, my strategy thus far has worked just fine. And I've held the Knockouts Championship for, 150 some odd days. So
Yeah.
I'm doing something right. And if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. You hearken to the thing I was going to ask next. Dominant competitor, your 2 reigns, you've held the championship more than anyone for the last year. That's really exciting. So when you came to Impact, did you know that it was for long-term arrangements, or is it just, a couple of shows and take it from there?
Yeah, at first, and by my choice, it was kind of like, I know I'm coming in, let's just do it, for short term and see how I feel, because I came out of, an NXT contract that I was not happy in, and I was very vocal about not being happy. And even before that, I came out of a Ring of Honor contract where I wasn't all that happy. So I think for me, I was like, I really just want to feel this out and get my feet wet and see how I like Impact, see if this is a good fit for you guys, and then move on from there. But those first tapings I was at the end of last May, immediately I was like, I feel comfortable. I feel fulfilled. I'm excited about, what I'm doing right now, but all of the possibilities that there are to work with other people. And I just felt very welcomed, and I felt like the environment was everything I was looking for. So those first set of tapings kind of sealed the deal for me. And then from there on out, I was like, whenever we're ready to make this permanent, I want to be here for the foreseeable future.
Very good points right there. Now, to be frank, when you came in, it was, hey, here she is formerly of, you were one of those. And then now I would have to say you were synonymous with being a world champion, with being an Impact performer. So that's a wonderful thing when you can officially be yourself and not a formerly of kind of situation. Yeah. Not everybody gets to that level. So that's a compliment, not a question.
Well, thank you.
Or
I didn't do enough in my former place to be formally, you know what I mean? I just kind of like I did some things for sure, but I just kind of was treading water. So I think, Impact was my 8th professional wrestling match ever. And my whole career has kind of come full circle that if I get to be considered, homegrown Impact talent, I am thrilled by that possibility.
It's also a miracle that you don't have to have the letters FKA next to your name anywhere, that you knew to use your name to begin with. Was that the genius advice of a trainer at the beginning, or was that you just putting your foot down going, I am who I am?
So actually the complete opposite. My trainer said, you should think of a different name. Deonna is kind of hard. Like if you don't know how to say it, people are going to say it wrong. And then, you have all the double syllables or double letters in your last name.
Yeah.
So maybe come up with something different that everyone can pronounce. And I just felt like, this was 2012, 2013. Wikipedia is a thing, and everyone's going to see that, Brittany is not my real name. And I don't like that. So for me, I just kind of was like, I'm going to stick with Deonna and see how it works out. And then, I got to keep it when I was at Ring of Honor. And when I did transition to NXT, they did say, what are some possibilities of other name options? And I kind of put my foot down of like, I'd really like to keep Deonna because I do think that it's unique and you will not have another one. But here's some last name possibilities that I'm willing to part with. And nothing came of that email. So I just was Deonna Purrazzo from there on out. And I love it because no one can take anything from me. It's my name, and all of my accomplishments up until this point are mine. And I don't have to have formerly known as, or, certain things we can't say on air elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, another thing about you is you are on screen who you appear to be off screen, which is fantastic. You are this fighting person who no one would want to mess with. You don't deny that you're from New Jersey originally, nothing like that. There was no pyro at any point in your career, as far as I'm aware. So was it you that put your foot down and went, I don't want an entrance that I can't replicate on my own? Or is it just coincidence that it is what it is now?
I think at the start of my career, I was definitely like shy and uncomfortable, and I didn't really know like what to do in an entrance. That I was just kind of like, I'm here. But I think now, everything that, from my music to what I wear, it all embodies who I feel the Virtuosa is, and takes elements of who Deonna Purrazzo as a human is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, just standing there with your arms open and a smirk on your face is very much who I am. But also just shows confidence and dominance. And that's the champion I am.
Fair. Well, one of the exciting things about Rebellion, besides your match, of course, your match is the most exciting thing. Fact, we know that. But it's that it includes talent from AEW and New Japan as well. Wrestling used to be the kind of thing where, well, if they're not in our company, they don't exist. We've never heard of them. Have you always had friends in all the companies at any given time? Like you're a well-networked, a tastefully networked kind of performer?
I think I am. When I was with Ring of Honor, I had friends that were in WWE. I had friends that were on the independent scene. And then, when I went to WWE, AEW started. And obviously, we know Britt Baker is one of my best friends. And to see her be, the first female signed there was amazing. I'm the type of person that thinks there's enough pie for everyone and everyone can succeed. And seeing my friends thrive means I'm thriving. So I've never been like, it's my company and only Impact exists. Don't know. I'm very much in tune to the entire world of wrestling. And that's what makes, this partnership we have with AEW and New Japan so exciting, because there's possibilities to see people like, our world tag team champions are Finjuice. And I haven't seen David Finlay since 2017 and we were in Japan. So to see him come back, it's like, I love to see my friends be successful. And I think this partnership allows everyone to be successful and to thrive off of each other's success.
Have you always been that insightful to know that there's enough pie for everybody? I liked your metaphor. Other people have other ways of saying that same exact concept.
I don't think so. I think, as a young girl, I grew up wanting to be a wrestler. And at the time, when I was, 12, 13 years old, we were the popcorn matches and the bra and panty matches or the mud match or whatever it is, like that. I was kind of like, oh, like the girls they're hiring aren't wrestlers. Like I want to see wrestlers. And I think that perception that I had of, we're hiring models and we're hiring, bikini athletes and I want to see a wrestler, jaded me a little bit when I first started wrestling, because I was kind of like, I'm a wrestler and this person shouldn't get opportunities. But as I've grown up as a human being, and as a woman and as a performer and an athlete in this business, I've kind of learned that there's enough room for everyone and there's a place for everyone, and everyone brings their own uniqueness and experiences to the table. And someone like Chelsea Green, who we laugh because she's my best friend in the whole entire world, right? But she's like, Kelly's my favorite wrestler. And for me, growing up, it was like, Chris Jericho is my favorite wrestler. Randy Orton's my favorite wrestler. Wrestlers. So I've been able to learn from these girls who at a young age, I was like, oh, they don't belong. Now everyone belongs and there's a spot for everyone and everyone's dream changes. Mine was to always be a professional wrestler, but that doesn't mean someone can't fall in love with it later on in life.
Well, two quick questions, because you're the champion and everyone wants to speak to the champion today. What can I say? The first one is, do you have a TV show recommendation you could pass along to someone who needs a new show to start watching?
Oh, we just we just started The Crown. So it's about, you know, the royal family and, you know, King George's death. And we've just gotten past that all the way through to Princess Diana and stuff like that. So I just started it and I absolutely love it. We also love and just put on as reruns The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher. So those would be my suggestions. Two complete opposites. If you like history, go for The Crown, which I love. But then also comedy and you know, a good story is The Ranch.
Good taste, not surprised. And the closer, Champ, because this time I'm starting off correctly. Champ,
Yes.
as somebody that I feel has made it, because hey, you've been on weekly television for a long damn time now in a awesome, inspiring kind of way. My closing question is, any last words for the kids?
Oh, you know, I am in college right now. And I think that for children, it's most important to stay in school. And that's kind of cliche, but I'm now an almost 27-year-old woman trying to juggle a full-time job. We just bought a house and go to college. So it's a lot. And I wish that I would have stayed in school when I was 18 and started college, and I would be done by now. So I think it's always to stay in school and find something you're passionate about and you want to continue to learn about, and then have a backup plan, because your first choice might not always work out. And by going to school, you're giving yourself endless possibilities.
Wow. Inspiring. As always, thank you so much for your time, Deonna. Looking forward to your match. Just keep up the greatness there.
Thank you so much.
Paltrocast.